Hello, my name is Timothy. I'm 19 years old, and at 19 years of my life, I never had a full blown degenerate arc. By saying degenerate arc, I define it as going out, partying, uh, doing drugs, maybe doing some other bad activities, staying up very late and stuff like that. I mean, I still had things which are relatable to a lot of people and most people in my age, but I think that I went apart of that for a lot of different reasons, and let me break down it for you why. So since I was a child, it wasn't for me that I was full alone and I never had friends, stuff like that. No, I had a really good company which I was enjoying time with. I spent most of my childhood, like early childhood, in the village. As it was turning like May, I was going to the village, and somewhere in late September, I was going back. So I was spending a lot of time there, and that's why I think I grown pretty healthy, because a lot of my summers were spent there. Also, there was a big company because everyone knew each other and people started to get in friends pretty quickly. Since if you don't know someone here, it feels pretty weird that you're distant from a guy who like lives beside you. I happened to live near a really nice guy, and we became friends. And we were going out, we were going doing cool things. I mean, like those childish things, playing some card games, uh, just walking around, vibing, doing some weird stuff, playing hide and seek, playing Mafia, I don't know. And it was really nice. I enjoyed this time a lot. But as time changed and people grew up, since I was a little bit younger in this group, people kind of fell apart, the group fell apart, everyone got their jobs, things to do, exams, unis, and stuff like that. And people weren't really able to spend time together as much. And that's why I kind of was left apart by myself, mostly because I didn't have the power or I think will to reunite the company and make people spend time together again. And it was mostly because people really grew up and I was a few years younger than everybody else in the group. And, it kind of gets separated by the people, since when I was like 13 or 14 years old and people were like in their going to their 20s, few people from the company, someone was in their like late teens, and they weren't really like having much time left to go to the village and spend time there. And after that, I kind of was left by myself. I went to the big city where I lived, and I was spending most of my time there, including summers. I wasn't really going that much in the village, and I chose to quit school and go homeschooling, which I, by myself, by the way, will say like, spoiler alert. I don't find it bad as itself. It's just about the way I approached it and how consequences and things turn out for me. Since I went to this thing, I spent a lot of my time at home, and I had some traumatic events, I can tell, which kind of made me think that I would better be, if I will search people and make friends through the internet. Also, this fact that our company fell apart, I started to search on people online, playing video games with people because that's what I was doing. And yeah, I said I wasn't a degenerate, but I didn't mean I wasn't dumb to spend time on things like that. And I think everyone played video games, right? I mean, it's really the opposite. Most people play video games. I still had my hobbies. I still went like swimming, for example. I really love swimming. I enjoy it a lot, and I was a really good swimmer at the time. I still swim sometimes, but going back to the topic. It happened that for a lot of years I was just staying at home. I wasn't really going out because I felt like I couldn't really make friends at like my hood, if I can tell. I can't really find new people. I didn't really like the attitude of people who were going outside in my like near my house. Like for example, they were cussing a lot. Some people were smoking already, and I never really liked it. And just in case, I have never tried alcohol. I have never tried nicotine. I have never tried anything else. The only drug I have ever tried was, I think, caffeine and anesthesia. So, That doesn't really count, right? My phone's going to die right now. I don't have that percent left. As time went by and I was growing up and the COVID lockdown heat up, things got only more complicated since I felt like, wow, this is the only way to make friends now. I was having fun, I was doing things, I was playing video games, I was chatting with people on Discord, and just honestly, I had an awful low self-esteem at the time. And that made me, how would I put it? It made me more isolated from the people. I wasn't really trying to make new friends, and this stuff made it up. So as I was finishing my ninth grade, I didn't really have many friends in real life. The only friends that I had were people on the internet, and they didn't really were the people who were my friends, so to say. Since those people usually were just having fun with me while I was playing video games, and we didn't even really talk when I was playing games. It was just very kind of pretending that everyone, like two people on the talk pretend that they talk to each other, have a chat, when in reality they focus on the game 90% of the time, and the only thing that you can hear is cracking some jokes or listening to fucking TikToks of your friend when he's died or doing something for like 15 seconds away from the keyboard. He instantly switched to the TikTok and search for stuff. After that, I went to Poland to study as a programmer in a college or technical school, I would say. Pretty much it's like you finish 9 classes and then 9 grades, and then you go to the technical school and you have extra 5 years here. It was like that for me, and so I'm still studying here. I started to get into the system, looking out for people, but it's a pretty small town. And as I went here, I realized that a lot of people here are completely below degenerates, and I don't really enjoy time with them. I feel like they are the people who I don't relate to, and they have strong opinions about alcohol use and nicotine use, and people here weren't really against it because everyone was enjoying that. People were drinking being 15 years old, 16 years old, uh, smoking since 13 years old. I was really feeling decent from that since I never have tried things. I was pretty distant from people, and that's why I didn't really indulge into bad habits. That's why I didn't try alcohol ever in my life. I never tried to smoke. I never had this fucking coughing from trying a first cigarette, as a lot of people did when I tried to fit in the company. Why I'm saying that in this way is because even though I feel like I'm kind of loner for a lot of my time, honestly, I still don't feel as I'm did something really bad. I felt like I have missed things in my life, but at the same time, did I? I didn't really find a lot of good people here. It's like my fourth year here, and since the first grade, I didn't really find a lot of good people here in my city because it's a pretty small town and it's basically up only to the city where I live and where I study also, and a few cities around which are distant from me. And as I'm living in the dorm, I can't really get to know any people only through the technical school, so to say. If we meet here and we talk, yeah, then yes, we can become friends. But most people usually have their own company, and I can't really fit in, and I don't want to fit in anymore, honestly. I have one good friend who I found through internet, and it became a real friendship through the years. It went from just talking to each other to supporting each other, and this guy is really the one who's rooting for me. I root for him, and we respect each other in a big way. He helps me to become better, I help him sometimes. But other than that, I don't think I have many friends. And I feel like I'm pretty much alone on this journey of going somewhere, of trying something. And I genuinely don't think that I will find a lot of good people here because it's just a 15,000 people city, and like 200 people who live across here, or like even less, who came from other countries as I did, they don't really have a bright future, I will say honestly. And I don't want to be around them. I disgrace people who have a full degenerate mindset and they don't want to evolve and improve. I did really change through the first grade to the fourth grade. And right now, I don't feel like I'm socially awkward anymore, at least not to the degree as I was. I started to improve in my social skills, I started to find new people, I tried to travel, and when I was traveling, I was meeting a lot of nice people. It also helped me. But overall, I'm a 19-year-old guy who have never had a full degenerate arc in my life, and I still don't have really that many of friends. I'm mostly by myself. I don't really find this bad, but I can't say that I'm fully fulfilled. I feel like I could have experienced more fun things in my life and gone to a gym with a bro or stuff like that, which I didn't do. And since right now I'm traveling mostly around Europe and not in my country, I can't really make a lot of new friends in my country since I go there only for like 2 week holidays, and I rarely meet new people here. And the reason I tell all this is because I just want to share that if you have something in common with me or you can relate to the situation, it's not an end of the world. And I think it really depends on how you see it, how you define this position you are in, and how you react to this. Because honestly, I really find my most peaceful time being alone. Like practicing the piano, working out, going for long walks, while listening to some podcasts, doing things in my room, like reading books. I do not feel bad about this. And I do believe that as time will pass, it will change. And since I will move to a bigger city, it will change for me as well, because in a big city there are more chances to meet new people, and new people always mean new opportunities and more chance to meet a good guy or a good person overall, to talk to have fun with, to make a connection with. So that's what I'm hoping for. I hope you enjoyed my story, and I wanted to make it not so complex but understandable for you. Write down in the comments how you feel about it and if you can relate. And remember, keep grinding, it will pay off. Peace.